Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Holmes, and today we're going to be discussing how BPAs can either be enhancing your autoimmune condition or can set the stage for an autoimmune condition. So what on earth are BPAs? We hear about BPA-free this, BPA-free that, but what's the big deal? BPAs are actually toxins that we find in our plastics. So if you are storing food in Tupperware containers or have a water bottle that's plastic, in general, that's going to be okay. The problem is when these containers get hot. So when we microwave our food in a plastic container, or we keep our water bottle in the car and we have the sun coming into the car and our car heats up, these BPAs can actually leach from the plastic and into our food and into our water, which then we ingest. And BPAs are really, really harsh on our livers. You know how someone says to eat a lot of blueberries because they have antioxidants in it? The idea of those antioxidants is to quench something called free radicals and help the detox pathways. And that is what the liver is doing. The liver is our detox pathway. So when you're doing a detox diet or a detox cleanse, what you're trying to work on is liver pathways. BPAs are known to be really harsh on the liver, and the liver is where we have a high storage of stuff called glutathione, sulfur, superoxide dismutase, and a lot of things we need in order to detoxify toxins and quench free radicals. Free radicals are like a high amount of pebbles that are hitting our cells. When those hit the cells, it's going to cause a lot of damage to our cells. Our cells are going to become really leaky. It's going to cause a huge inflammatory response and a large immune system response. The job of the liver is to quench free radical production. It does that with high amounts of glutathione, sulfur, and superoxide dismutase, amongst many other things. When we have a really high load of BPA, it's going to hamper the liver's ability to detoxify things. Another thing that BPAs do is they are a known endocrine disruptor. What that means is that they will mess with our levels of estrogen. So what can happen is either it will act as an agonist or an antagonist. So what on earth does that mean? It means that when we have these little estrogen receptors outside of our cell, a BPA can then bind to that estrogen receptor. As an agonist, what that means, it's going to enhance an estrogen response. It's going to pretend to be estrogen even though it's not an actual estrogen. So we're going to have an estrogen physiological response. What that means is we're going to end up suffering from something called estrogen dominance. High amounts of estrogen are going to cause severe PMS. It's going to cause migraines. It's going to cause huge fluctuating swings in our hormones. It can cause infertility, and it's going to affect brain function amongst a whole lot of other things. It can also act as an antagonist. What that means is we have the estrogen receptor, and then we can have BPA that once again binds to it and does nothing. So that means we have all of this estrogen that our body made with nowhere to go. With that, and since estrogen cannot be pulled into the cell, we see things like osteoporosis, osteopenia. And one other thing that estrogen does is it will cause the follicles in the ovary to mature, so then we can have ovulation and actually get pregnant and have children. So a lot of times a woman who's suffering from fertility issues has high amounts of BPA that are messing with her hormones. And one thing that all of us women know is that we do not want anything messing with the delicate balance of our hormones, because it's going to cause huge physiological changes in ourselves. So the research shows there is a huge link between high toxic load on the liver and hormonal shifts that will set the stage for an autoimmune condition. And BPAs do both of these. They are a high toxic load on the liver and will cause huge hormonal shifts that will either set the stage for an autoimmune condition or enhance an already occurring autoimmune condition. So one thing you can do to help yourself right now to help with the liver's load of toxins and help regain hormonal control is to get rid of a lot of your BPAs. So what that means is we don't want to be microwaving our food in Tupperware containers. We want to look for BPA-free water bottles. The best ones to actually get would be glass water bottles, because a lot of the plastics that are BPA-free have other toxins in them that are just as harsh as BPAs. So go glass when you can and start looking for where hidden BPAs are. If you found this information interesting and want to know more about autoimmune conditions and what you can do to restart your health now, visit our website, ibrainandbody.com/autoimmune-solutions. Thanks.